Hi, welcome to Delicious Dishes by Diana, and I'm Diana. Happy day after Christmas. I did not have any leftovers. They were all taken home, so I'm just going to have some. I had a few leftovers, so I'm going to make some sandwiches today, and I'm going to pan fry make some grilled cheese. It's not really grilled, but I'm going to pan fry some cheese sandwiches. Okay, I had some leftover dinner rolls. That was the only thing that was left over, and these are not made from scratch. I did have a comment from a previous post that somebody said, why don't you make those from scratch? Well, if I had time, I would, but I don't. So get your own channel and make your own scratch rolls. I am doing this the way I want to do it, and these are delicious, and I don't have time. So I'm going to take these, and I've cut them in half. These I've already cut in half. You can see I've already cut these in half. I'm going to cut these in half. Then I'm going to stuff them with some turkey pepperoni and some cheese. I'm going to pan fry them on the stove. They're delicious. I do have cheese in the refrigerator. So this is what I'm going to make. All right, so I'm going to put these on a plate here. And I'm going to get my cheeses ready. Come on, cooperate here, little things. All right. The next thing I'm going to use is some Hormel turkey pepperoni. No, I didn't make these from scratch either. So I don't have very many of these left over. So there's not going to be a lot of meat protein on here. But there is going to be some cheese. And it's going to be good. It's going to be a light lunch. And this is how we're going to roll with it today. So I'm going to take these turkey pepperonis. Now I could leave them whole and just put them on the sandwiches. But when you're biting through the sandwich, sometimes the whole piece of pepperoni will come off. You don't cut through it with your teeth when you bite into it. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. See how I'm doing that? I'm just going to take these and make them a little bit smaller. That way they're bite sizes. Pull them apart a little bit. All right, this is how I do it. I hope you enjoy these. If you don't, just scroll on to the next video. Okay, now I've got these ready. I've got some sharp cheddar, because we like sharp cheddar. I've also got some Swiss, I have some pepper jack, and then I have some Parmesan cheese. And I'm going to put a little bit of butter in the heated pan, and then I'm going to put mayonnaise on the outside of the bread. Mayonnaise, it doesn't taste like mayonnaise, but it does make a nice coating on the outside of the cheese sandwiches, the cheese sliders sandwiches. Okay, I've got my skillet here. I'm going to heat it to medium. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and let it start warming up. The pan on my electric cooktop stove. All right, can you see all this over here? And then just a little bit. There we go. Now I'm going to take some cheese. I'm going to put a little bit of cheese on the bottom of the bun. Each one of these is a bottom piece. I'm going to put that on there, a little bit of that cheese. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the Swiss cheese. I'm going to break these in half. Then I'm going to break them in half again. I'll stack that on there, that one on there, that one on there. I'm going to put a few pepperonis on here. A few pepperonis. There we go. It just adds a nice taste to it. And you could put pizza sauce on here if you wanted to. I'm not going to put any sauce on here because it's going to be grilled. I just like the flavor of the food without all the sauce. That's the way I make these. If you want to make them differently, add sauce. It's okay. You don't have to do it exactly the way. I'm just giving you an idea. If you don't like it, scroll to the next video. I'm pleasing me, not you. I'm going to put that on top. That's going to kind of hold the pepperonis and keep them from coming out when I flip the sandwiches. That's the general idea. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Now, I want this part of the roll. This is a little trick. I'm going to put this side of the roll on the inside. It's going to make it flat for a grilled cheese sandwich. The other side's flat already, and you could turn them wrong side as well if you wanted to. All right, now I'm going to take a little bit of my Duke's mayonnaise. I'm going to put that in a bowl here. I don't need a lot, just a little bit. It's about that much. Maybe a couple of tablespoons full. And I'm also going to take some of my grated Parmesan cheese. If you don't want to use stuff that's in a jar, by all means, grate some yourself. I have a busy life. I'm a busy wife. I'm going to put a little bit of this Parmesan cheese in with the mayonnaise. I'm going to give this a good mix with a spoon. And if you want to, you can add some herbs to this too, like some garlic, some onion powder, garlic powder. It really adds a lot of flavor to your sandwich. It's going to make this outside crust of the sandwich so good. Okay, I've got some Italian herbs. I'm just going to take a few of those and put them in here. Not a lot, just a little bit. I'm going to put a tiny bit of salt, a pinch of salt. Give this another stir. All right. Whoop, whoop. Yummy. Delicious. Now here's my grilled cheese pan. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of olive oil in the pan. You can use grapeseed oil, olive oil, vegetable oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, whatever kind of oil floats your boat. Go ahead and put that kind of oil in your pan. I'm also going to put just a tiny bit of butter because I like that butter flavor. Look how much butter. That's not very much butter. I'm going to put that in the pan too. Woo! I'm going to get me a spatula, flip. I'm going to stir this around. I'm going to put a little bit of this spread on my sandwich. I'll put it down like that. I'm going to put a little more on the back side of that sandwich. I'm going to let this puppy grill. It's not a lot on there, just a little bit. I'm going to let those grill and toast, fry up a little bit. And they're going to be delicious. Now see, I'm not slathering a whole bunch on there. I'm just putting a slight coating on it. Yum. Now, those are going to toast. And I have my heat set to kind of a medium low. Now I have a pan lid, but it's a little bit smaller than my pan. I'm going to set that down on top of those and kind of push them down. It's also going to trap some of that heat. Doesn't matter if it gets on the top of the bread. That's okay. The top of the bread and the seasoning, it's going to pull them off, but it's going to be okay. I decided to guess that. I'm just going to get a larger one. I'm going to cover that. I'm just going to let some of that get in there and heat up the whole bun so that everything melts. I like it all melted. I don't want it to cook too fast either. That's why I want to toast it slowly and not too fast. That way it melts all that yummy cheese in there. All right, let's see what this looks like. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yes. That's too hot for you to touch. You can use 2 spatulas. Flip it over. Not get your hands all. Woo! Look at that. Oh, yes. That is beautiful. Some of those pepperonis fell out, but not a lot. I'm going to put the lid back on it. I'm going to turn it down just a little more. Like I said, I want them to slowly toast. That way the cheese on the inside melts. Now while those are melting, I'm going to go ahead and get these other slices of bread ready. I'm going to put some cheese on the bottom. This is the pepper jack cheese. I'm going to go ahead and get those ready. On the bottom slices of the bread. Those are the bottom slices. Right there. Got the bottom slices ready. Now I'm going to put another piece of Swiss cheese on there. Can you have too much cheese? Maybe. I want a grilled cheese. I want to taste the cheese. I want to put the pepperonis on there. Actually, I think I'll put the pepperonis on there first. And then I'll put the cheddar, sharp cheddar on top of the pepperoni. Hold it in place. The cheddar is loose. It's not a sliced cheddar. It's a shredded cheddar. I did shred it myself. Put a little bit of that on there. A little bit, and a little bit. There we go. Just adds good flavor. Now I'll put the Swiss cheese on top. There we go. Great. Now I'm going to take this bun and I'm going to put the top of the bun on the inside. Mash it down a little bit. I'm going to put that one in there. Give it a little mash. Put that one on there. Mash. I'm going to go ahead and doctor this up with the mayonnaise and Parmesan cheese. Now this is ready to put on the pan. I'm going to pull these off because they're ready. I'm going to zoom in. There we go. And we're going to see how well those look. Oh, yes. Those look delicious. It is hot, so be careful if you're using your fingers. I've been doing it for a long time, so I have asbestos fingers. That's what my kids say anyway. And I'm going to flip this over. Put a little more butter in the pan. Looks like it needs a little more butter. And put a little more olive oil in there. The olive oil just keeps the butter from scorching. And put that in there. Oh, yeah, that's good. Let's put this one in there. Oh, yeah. And the last one. All right, this is going to make a great lunch. A really good lunch. I'm going to put the leftover mayonnaise and Parmesan cheese and Italian herbs that on the outside of the sandwich. Oh, who wants to eat lunch today? I do. All right. Put that in the sink. I'm going to put the lid on this puppy. We're going to let it heat up and I'll turn it over. Now, this is some of the fallout. I'm just going to go ahead and just put that in the pan and let it melt. And it gets on the cheese. The cheese melts onto the bread. That's okay. This is going to be extra yummy. There's no need to get uptight. All twisted in knots. It's going to be good no matter what. Unless you burn it. And you just deal with it. Okie dokie, I'm going to flip this over. Use both of my spatulas. Oh, they kind of melted together. Nice. Just cut them apart a little bit. There we go. Flip this over. Oh, look at that. Yes. You know something I noticed about this stovetop is that pans like to slide around like ice skating. That's one thing I don't like about it. I need a third hand here. There we go. Look at that. Makes me look like a spaz. All right. I didn't mean anything negative to anyone about that except myself. Just me. So we're going to finish letting this toast and I'll show you what it looks like when they're done. Okay, I finished them. Look. Look at that. Yum. Let's see if it looks good on the other side. Ooh, look at the bottom side. They're not burnt. Oh, oh, the cheese is melted on the inside. Oh, yeah, and they're hot as lava. I don't think I can pick this up and eat it just yet. Look at a fork. Eat it with a fork. All right, hold on. I'm going to cut a slice. I cut a bite. That's a pretty good sized bite. I'll cut it. Ooh, that's really hot. Ooh, it's delicious. Oh, you can smell those herbs, the butter, the toast. Everything is good and melted in there. Oh, I'm hot. Mmm, crunchy and gooey and chewy and great way to do leftover rolls. Make your own rolls if you want to. I don't care. I'm going to eat these and they're going to be delicious. And I wish you were here and you could share one with me and tell me just how good it is. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Jesus, for dying for us, saving us from ourselves. Be good today. Shine for Jesus in all you do. And thank you for visiting me today and watching my video, Delicious Dishes by Dianna.